respect who they are. Like, I don't assume just because you're younger than me that I know more than you.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not dumb that way, because, you know, there's young people out there that are so computer savvy and so savvy with electronics and just everything else that's going on, that if I don't surround myself with people like that, then I'm completely out of the loop.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want to do what they're doing. I just want to understand why you're doing it, how you're doing it, so that I can help in some way or some fashion enhance that. And plus, it keeps me relevant, right? So,
and it goes back to the last point of what you say. Everything goes back to balance and integration. You have to have a good balance, because we all have an ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's how much we let that ego get over us. The ego is responsible for waking us up in the morning, getting excited, but your spirit is the one that determines, am I using this ego for good, or am I living by the ego? Alan Watts once said, the ego is a good teacher, but a bad master.
That's genius.
I think that's how it was. Don't quote me on that exact one.
No, but that makes sense to me. Perfect sense. Because you're right. You can go the other way, and you can get out of pocket in that way, where all of a sudden people don't want to be around you because like, oh, this person thinks he knows too much.
Yes.
So the whole idea, I guess, is just staying humble. No matter how much you know, there's always somebody that knows more. Mm-hmm. And no matter how good you are, there's always somebody that's better. But if you're constantly trying to do your best and you're really giving it 100% effort, then you're always going to see success.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, when we were talking in our conversation, this is not me. When I was working with this young group of producers, this young kid taught me this. I saw him stand up in front of a group of people. It was a Christmas thing that we were doing. And he said, if you believe in God and you believe in yourself, anything's possible, right? I went with him to a concert. Somebody invited us to a concert. It was a rock band. And at the time, this rock band was at the top of the food chain. I mean, they were the number one band in the world, right? Doing arenas and the whole shot. So we found out that the main guy, the lead singer, was a huge fan of this person that I was working with at the time. So he reached out and said, hey, would you guys come to our shows? So we go all the way up to Bakersfield, sold out, and we get there. And they escort us down into where the green room is. Mm-hmm. And they said, he's in there. So we go in, and we see him sitting on a chair reading a magazine. And he looks up and he sees my friend that I'm with. And he said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you came to my show. Like, this is incredible. I can't believe you're here. Yeah. And the guy I'm with is like, what are you talking about? You're on top of the world right now. Yeah. Like, I'm just passing through your world, right? And he goes, no. He goes, you don't understand. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is crazy. Because the guy I'm with is a straight up R&B hip hop producer. Yeah. This guy is a straight up heavy metal hard rock dude. Yeah. Like, what is he talking about? Yeah. And I sat here and I experienced this. And I'm so glad, because I was kind of like just a fly on the wall. Yeah. And these two are in conversation. So the rock guy said to the R&B guy, do you remember when you were 13 years old and you were signed to this major record label? Yeah. You came to a middle school here in Bakersfield. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I remember that. And he said, do you remember what you said before you left? And he said, I'm not quite sure, because I say a lot of things. He goes, but I'm not quite sure. And this guy looked at him and he said, before you left, you said, if you believe in God and you believe in yourself, anything's possible. Yeah. And he said, at that moment in my life, people were telling me my music was stupid. Yeah. It was dumb. They were telling me the way I tuned my guitar projecting, is like totally wrong. For sure. For sure. And that I was never going to make it.
For sure.
And he literally told this guy in front of me, he said, if it wasn't for you, I would have given up. Wow. And this guy literally
just by that one inspiration.
That's it.
Which rippled to amounts of people, masses of people.
Right.
And that's what I love. That's why I wanted to bring you here and share with the audience, is because you are living proof that being a good person and having a good heart and having connection with God, when you're in line with God, there's nothing that you can't do. Because the people that you have worked with, very high A-listers. You've had a lot of success, not just in the loan industry, but you've had a lot of success in the entertainment industry, in coaching, in mentoring, all because you were aligned with your divinity, all because you were aligned with God.
You know, you're right. I mean, it goes back,
and everything just manifested from there. That's it.
Yeah, it goes back to what the producer was telling me when he said, good people find other good people, and they do good things together, right? So, you know, we cut our tail. We started, you know, being a little bit more meticulous as who we let into our circle. And, you know, the way things would have it today, I mean, we're growing 4 successful companies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it has to do with entertainment. It has to do with e-commerce. It has to do with environmental technology. And it has to do with sustainability. 4 different companies. But I feel like those 4 companies are on the verge of doing something really, really great. And it is the companies and it is what we're doing that's important. But more important is that I was able to get involved with a bunch of good people.
Yeah.
And that's why most people work hard to develop one company. Like, hey, we're going to work and we're going to make this one company successful. Because we have good people and there's a huge amount of respect that goes back and forth between our core group, we're able to build 4 different companies at the same time.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody's humble. Like, we wear multiple hats. You might see me in a meeting one day, meeting with, you know, CEOs and presidents of companies. And then the next day you might come over and see me unloading boxes off of a semi truck.
Well, I think, you know, just to point it back is like, you could always go back to that cancer. When it healed you, you're just like, there's nothing I can't do. It's like, once you have that, it's like, that's your foundation.
Yeah.
There's nothing that God cannot do, no matter the challenge. And the fact that you have that baseline is a gift.
It is a gift. I mean, because you're right. It instilled something in me.
It's a reminder.
Yeah. Like, it instilled something in me that nobody can shake. Only God can shake it. You know what I mean? So you're right. I do have an attitude. It's like, if you want to do something and we say we're going to do it, then let's just do it. Like,
yes.
There's no ifs or ands. Are we going to succeed? We don't know. We just got to do it, right? And so you're right. And I would tell that to anybody that's out there.
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching this podcast and anybody that is trying to develop a career or start a business or you have an idea, like, just don't give up, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you really believe, people are going to try to discourage you for a couple of reasons. 1, because some people don't believe in you.
Yeah.
2, because people are jealous of you.
Yeah.
3, because people are, oh, I had that idea and now you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, you know, I could have an idea and tell you, hey, Simon, like I said earlier, I have a perfect water bottle that I designed, and your idea of a perfect water bottle is different.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it wrong, right? But this is my idea. Exactly. This is what my focus is right now. So if you don't let anybody discourage you, look, I'll tell you a real quick story about, so right out of high school, I worked for Southern California Gas Company.
Okay.
I had a great job. I went in as an auto technician.
Okay.
Because I had been working on cars since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I immediately just became like the dude, right? Because I was young. I knew my way around cars. I could fix anything. And so what happened was, as I started to work for this company, I realized there's seniority, there's people that have positions that are comfortable, and they're not going to leave until they either retire or God takes them from this.
Yeah.
So I thought, I asked my boss, I said, what do I got to do to get that job? And he said, oh, you got to wait for that guy to retire or die.
What?
And I was like, so I'm going to work doing the same thing every day over and over and over and over again for 25 years just to wait for that guy to leave. And
you're like, hell no.
It started to bum me out because I had a mortgage, 2 car payments, a wife and 2 kids.
What do I do?
I can't quit.
Yeah.
I can't quit my job now. I have
Quote,
responsibilities.
Can't.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So the more I worked and the more I went to work and the more I put on that same uniform every day, the more angrier I got.
Your soul was literally like yelling at you.
Yeah, because in my mind and in my heart, I knew, like, I am way smarter than this. I know I can do more than this. But now how do I get myself out of this? So I remember I was approaching my 10th year where I knew I was going to be fully vested in the company. So everything that I had put in was going to be matched and good to go. But I thought to myself, I can't. I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I said, you know what? I'm going to quit and start my own business. And so I remember, you know, because I put a lot of value in my parents and their opinion. Just, they've always given me good guidance, right? So I go to my dad and I said, Dad, I'm going to quit my job. And my dad looked at me like literally like I was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you've got 7 weeks paid vacation.
Yeah.
You got full benefits.
Yeah.
You got a job that doesn't lay off. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm not crazy. I just think that I can do better than this.
Yeah.
And he said, do better than what? You have job stability. You have a roof over your head. Why aren't you satisfied?
Yeah.
And I go, I'm not. It's not that I'm not satisfied. I'm happy that I have this.
Yeah.
But I just think I can do more.
Yeah.
So by the end of the conversation and me telling him what my plan was and what I wanted to do, his last thing that he said to me was, if you lose the shirt off your back, you always have a roof over your head right here. And that was all the encouragement I needed.
Yeah.
I quit my job. I started my own company and did very well in the real estate market. And that led me, and that gave me the opportunity to go into music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was a stepping stone that I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
But it helped me make the transition. But I had to just make that initial step.
You have to make that initial step, which you have to take that leap.
You have to. And you know what? I mean, I took that leap. I lost my benefits.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm in the ocean without a boat.
Yeah.
And I have to swim because I have a wife and 2 kids, and I'm responsible for their welfare. I'm responsible for their medical. You know what I mean?
It's just another act of surrender. Like every person who says this, they said they received right at the last second because they surrendered what was no longer for their highest good. And everything, you might think you're losing everything, but you have to take that step because God wants you to trust not only the divine, but he wants you to trust yourself, that you are going to fall and you are going to be protected.
Very true.
And you can't, people just, that's why they get stagnant. So before we end our show, I want to ask, Nick, we touched on so many important points and we can go on forever, but if you had one thing to say to the audience based on your spiritual experience, based on your personal development, based on your friendships, your relationships, what is the most important thing, or at least one of the most important things that you can take away and that's always stuck with you that you could just share with the audience? The most important thing. It's simple, whatever it is.
I would say the most important thing is just believe in yourself. Don't let anybody discourage you. Regardless of what challenges you're going through, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of times we have to put the work in to get there. Things aren't just handed to us. I've been in dark places in my life, and it was up to me to get myself out of that. You know what I mean? So believe in yourself, believe in a higher power. My God might be different than your God.
Than your God.
But it doesn't mean that we don't serve a God.
It doesn't
right?
mean,
And it's okay to have a higher power to draw from. You know what I mean? Like, it's real.
Yeah.
So I would say that. Just don't give up. Whether you're developing a business, whether you're, trying to develop yourself as an artist or a talent, or just existing in life, like, get up in the morning, be happy that you're alive.
I agree.
Don't let people discourage you, because that's really where it comes from. Is most of the time you put your heart and your faith into somebody else's actions, and their focus is not
the same as
yours. Like,
and then it goes to your subconscious, and then that's when you give away your power.
Exactly. Like, do not give that away. Like, you whoever that higher power is that you serve, they made you who you are.
They made you.
Right?
Exactly.
And you shouldn't have to change that.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have to change who you are.
Exactly.
To make me happy or make anybody else in this room happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're the living proof of, You know, a lot of people just say, oh, believe in yourself, but literally you are the living proof that, you know, God is everything.
It is, you know, and you're right. I mean, I believe in myself. I mean, I don't let anybody discourage me. Like,
yeah,
I've been there, and I realize like people don't have the same heart and the same intention, and that I do.
Yeah,
you know. So, man, Simon, I
thank
appreciate
you so
this,
much.
bro.
Thank
like,
you, brother. I appreciate
thank
you,
man.
Thank you guys.
Anytime.
Thank you guys.
Let me know. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Wide Eyed with Sai. There's more to come, and peace and blessings to you all. Thank you so much.